Hi everyone. um I'm back. I have quite the message for you guys today. I was just sick. I was going through it mentally. I was so unmotivated. If you guys had watched my most recent live stream, you'll hear more about the reasons why I have not recorded a video and since my vacation, basically. So almost 2 weeks, so I'm very sorry about that. But also, I wanted to come on here and kind of use that as my next video, which is the art of stillness. Why is rest so important? And I talked about it a little bit on my live stream, but I feel like this video, since I'm recording it at like 12 in the morning, I figured it's the most quiet time. I feel like it's the most fitting time to record a video like this. And I wanted to come on and kind of talk more about what I've been doing, or not doing, but for lack of a better word, just trying to figure out, at least, because you guys, I'm gonna start working on a new project. Well, I have started working on a new project that I'll be sharing with you guys very soon. But basically, it involves my current process of going through this liminal space that the entire collective has, I would say, pretty much been feeling. And yeah, I just really want to talk about the stillness I've been experiencing, the almost like not loss of life, but just like this loss of like wanting to do everyday things, wanting to do this, getting up and having the motivation to do the big things that I want to end up doing, or the big things I'm going to end up doing. It's like been hard for me to really like get out of bed and it's been hard for me to, even with the universe's plans for me, the universe has literally taken away any sort of how do I word this? Has taken away any sort of want for me to be doing anything in my life right now. But obviously I'm getting back to it since I'm recording and working on my other projects. But it's even just been hard for me to get back to those things. I'm sure you guys have probably been feeling it in your own ways, which would be, this like collective fatigue, but also this knowing of this grounded feeling. You just know, it's like that feeling right before you're about to jump off onto the edge, like you're on the edge of change and you're about to jump off, so it's like, that's kind of how everything's been feeling. So everything really has just been about sort of like the universe forcing me to be in such stillness to realize what things needed to change. And then once the universe kind of backs up a little bit from that, letting me feel so much stillness that it's kind of like it was driving me a little crazy at some points, because I'm like, why can't I just get up and do things? Like, why do I literally not want to do anything? So as much as I preach about rest being necessary, obviously I could say something and, you know, not follow my own words. So it's very, I don't know what the right word is for that feeling, but if you guys know, you know the feeling. And it's very, I wouldn't say humbling is the right word, but kinda. So I've just been feeling like, you know, YouTube needed a pause, I needed a pause, but the pause was very sacred for me to start my next project, you guys. And I'm so excited about it because I feel like I am meant to do a lot of things, but this thing is one of the things I know I'm meant to be doing. So it just feels great to be able to have that knowing. That's why I kind of had like a knowing of what all this kind of rest was for initially, but I have never been resting or in such stillness for this long and this deep as well, ever. So this was definitely a first for me in that case. But I want to know what you guys have been experiencing the last 2 weeks, or even just today, or recently, a week, 2 days, 3 days, whatever you want. Share it in the comments. You're welcome to say anything you'd like. But now I do want to talk about this, the art of this kind of almost like a surrendering state, because when you are in stillness for so long, you kind of really don't have anything else to do besides surrender. So it's like, it's kind of like the universe is like, oh, you're being difficult, watch this, and you're out. And like I told you guys before, if you watch my videos before, you know when I get sick, I'm done. So I was sick, and you could probably still hear it in my voice a little bit. So all that has just been taking me out, like I tell you guys every time. So yeah, it's sort of like this surrendering to the unknowing, which is something that a lot of people do experience as a collective consciousness, as a collective lesson, just to like let it flow, basically, you know, like water. Which was a quote that really started kind of everything in the spiritual journey for me. I just felt like flowing like water resonated with me so much, and like maybe like before 2020, it was really just a huge thing for a lot of people, like a huge collective of people to start spiritually awakening at that time. But anyway, I don't know, I feel like even just recording this video right now, I feel like not well rested in like the physical state, but well rested like in my body. It's kind of weird. I've never really felt this feeling before. Like recording this video, I kind of feel different. I feel like I talk slower. I feel like I'm more, I don't know, like if I could describe a word like this, this is how I've been feeling, like just very aligned. This stillness is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I don't know, I might not have a lot to talk about in this video, honestly, but maybe just sharing this experience that I've been having these past almost 2 weeks will connect with people, and you never know. But just know, I guess, since I'm on here to give you guys messages, I want to say, and you can take this message from me from experience, deep experience now. But just like I said before, rest has its purpose. These sacred pauses have purpose. These liminal spaces have purpose. And I used to say that all the time, and I probably still would if someone were to ask me. But this time, when I say it, I actually mean it, because when we're on certain paths to heal ourselves, to change ourselves, to become better, to become the highest version of ourselves, you're walking this very, very sacred path. You're walking this very path characterized to your life, specified, if that's a word, specific to your life. And nobody else has your life. Nobody has your exact experiences. Nobody has your exact room. Nobody has your exact space. Nobody has your exact energy. Nobody has your stuff that's inside of you, like wisdom, things like that. Nobody has those exact things, like boom, boom. Like there's no two of the same things like that. So it is just my message today to come on here, no matter how short or long this video is to you or me, that through this rest I have become a sort of new person. I've been more okay with things happening, more unfortunate things, these like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like things that you wouldn't want to happen happening, and I just feel like I'm more okay with those things happening now, because I know it's really just this surrender. Like I've never surrendered before, like just knowing that everything happening or that has happened or is going to happen in the future is for a higher purpose, is to benefit me in some way, or does benefit me in some way. I think that's really what is keeping me so grounded in this sort of liminal space, or this like on the edge, about to jump sort of energy. So that's really just how I've been feeling these past 2 weeks. Like I could honestly say to you guys, I have not done anything these almost past 2 weeks. And I've never been taken out so long. I'm a workaholic, guys. I need something to keep me busy all the time. I need a book. I need something on my phone. I need something physical to do. I need some art. I need something to eat, something to drink, something that isn't just sitting and quiet. And that is exactly what I was being forced to do. I didn't want to do any art. I didn't want to read books. I'm not gonna say I didn't want to eat and drink, because obviously I did. But I didn't want to do these things that, I would normally do to keep my mind busy. And in this rest, in this pause, in this liminal space, it is just this sort of peace that you really don't get to experience any other way besides really resting, really feeling that quietness, being one with the quiet. Like being one with the quiet just really resonates right now for me, because the quiet is what is calming my soul right now. I feel like that is a brand new energy to me, and it's sort of like I crave more quietness after being in this rest. It's so weird to me because this kind of thing usually is so not normal to me. But it has given me a completely new and fresh perspective on my life, and reminds me that I'm not in control, you know? I mean, I am in certain aspects, but like, that's a sort of thing that I need to be working on, which I feel like also has helped in this period of rest for me, is letting go of my control that I want to have in my life. Like, maybe, I need to find things in my life that can be more like a flow state, or I can surrender to the universe or God or whatever you believe in. Find more room in your life for things that you can surrender your control of, like other people's actions. You don't need to be in control of that. You don't need to be in control of, I don't want to word this wrong, but dealing with your emotions. You don't have to shut yourself down or suppress your emotions just because you don't want to feel them. Like, you're not in control of how you feel sometimes. So, if you feel like you need to let it out, let it out. That's completely normal. It's completely human. Obviously, use your discernment with that message. But I think that the stillness and sort of like this art to it. There's like an art to it. It's like very kind of poetic kind of stillness. It's very eerie. It's very quiet. It's very sort of like stepping into the unknown, but kind of like putting your foot a little bit in, and you're like, I don't really want to go, but you're like, then you end up going. It's kind of like that thing right now. It offers a very calm, very safe, very slow lifestyle, and that's something I've always been back and forth with wanting. So I guess right now I'm out of breath. Like, even literally physically, some of these things are manifesting where if I'm not being slow enough, I feel like tired, and this might be even just a nervous system reset for me, but obviously there's, I'm sure, 100 other things that this has helped with. And hold on, sorry guys, my sister came in real quick. But even things like that, like being interrupted in my videos, I'm not really bothered by it anymore. And that was just a sign that this stillness, this quietness, being this calm, I guess, is something to kind of be proud of. So if you've been feeling this sort of almost like an eerie calmness, I'm right there with you. And I don't know, I just feel like after this rest, my words have more value. I don't have a lot more to say. I don't feel like talking so much. I feel like my words have more value if I were to speak less, because I'm not gonna devalue, yapping your butt off, because I've gotten so many points across, talking about a bunch of different things, and even just one video, or even just in general, like talking back and forth with people. But this new energy feels so different to me because it's slow. It's like, take your time with what you're doing, with what you're saying, even little things as showering, eating, brushing your teeth. There's this calmness that's with that. There's realizing that you're taking care of yourself, these things that you kind of go past while you're doing these things, because most likely you're in a rush while doing these things, or, excuse me, confirmation burp. But, you know, brushing your teeth, showering, drinking a tea, drinking water, you know, eating, that's all forms of taking care of yourself, and it goes unnoticed a lot. And when you're in that stillness, when you're taking things slow, it's very amazing to see all the ways that you are constantly taking care of yourself, consciously now, because that slowness has made you realize, you know, there are so many ways that I'm loving myself, you know? This slowness, this stillness, this calmness has showed me, like literally to my face, ways I've been caring for myself every day, and ways for me to give myself grace for getting up, for showering. Even these kind of things, if someone were to be disgusted of someone, if someone were to be disgusted of someone who says, I don't have the motivation to even get up and shower, it's like that person is probably lacking in the empathy area, or the lack of experiencing that emotion. And I understand what it's like to not want to get up and shower sometimes. I understand that you might not have the motivation to be doing certain things. I understand what that's like. So I guess the stillness that everyone is feeling, let it flow through you. Let it change you, I guess. And you can become a new person any day. So I think I'm gonna end the video there. I hope you guys have been doing amazing these past 2 weeks that I haven't been recording. And if you feel like any of this message resonated with you, leave something in the comments, say hi, I'll reply back. And I'll see you guys in the next one, because I'll actually be recording now. But, you know, with less words and more points, more main points. That's would be my video without it ending with storage reasons. But working on my new project, and I hope that you guys are all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.